Good. Alright. This book is Annabelle's Wish. It was Christmas Eve on the Baker farm. Grandpa and Billy and their dog Ears had gone Christmas caroling with their friends in the barn. The animals were gathered around the baker's cow, Star, to welcome her new arrival. As Annabelle, the newborn calf, stood on her wobbly legs, shimmering lights appeared in the distance. Suddenly, Santa's reindeer streaked across the starry sky. Santa had arrived at last. Santa stepped into the barn, waved his arms, and said, "Let the talking begin." Suddenly, the animals could speak. Every year, for just one day, Santa gave them the gift of speech. Santa then tied a bright red ribbon around Annabelle's neck. She had been born just in time to be a Christmas present for Billy. When Annabelle saw Santa's reindeer, she couldn't take her eyes off their antlers. "How come those cows have those things on their heads?" she asked Santa. "Those are my magic reindeer," Santa explained. "They help me fly around the world." Annabelle decided then and there that one day she wanted to fly too. On Christmas morning, Billy followed Grandpa outside to the barnyard. There he found that Santa had left him a wonderful surprise, Annabelle. Billy and Annabelle played and chased each other around the barnyard. Suddenly the calf darted into the barn without thinking. Billy followed her. When he realized where he was, Billy froze. The animals stared at him in shock. Billy hadn't been in the barn since the terrible fire a few years before. The fire had scared him so much he hadn't spoken a word since. Just then a cloud of dust made Billy sneeze. "Achoo! Bless you," Annabelle blurted out. Billy was so surprised to hear the animals talk that he forgot about being frightened. Later, when Annabelle told Billy about her secret wish to fly like Santa's reindeer, Billy made her a pair of antlers from some tree branches so she could see how she would look. By the next day, the animals had lost their Christmas voices and had gone back to mooing, clucking, and barking. Billy still hadn't said a word, but now he was visiting the barn every day. As the months passed, Annabelle remembered Santa's magic reindeer and how they had soared through the night sky. When Christmas came again, she decided she would make a special wish. She would ask Santa to help her fly, just like the reindeer. Billy and Annabelle had a wonderful time together, and the year passed quickly. Soon Christmas Eve arrived again at the farm, and this year so did Billy's aunt Agnes, a very unwelcome visitor. "I'm taking Billy back to the city with me," Aunt Agnes announced. She handed Grandpa some official-looking papers. "I'm certain that Billy will start talking again as soon as he leaves this awful place." Grandpa was very upset, but there was nothing he could do. Billy's eyes filled with tears. He didn't want to leave the farm, especially with Aunt Agnes. When Ears heard what was going on, he raced to the barn, barking wildly to alert the animals. Scarlet, Grandpa's mare, and the other animals did their best to make sure Aunt Agnes could not drive away with Billy, but that wouldn't stop her for long. That night, the animals watched for Santa's sleigh. Inside the barn, Annabelle paced back and forth. She had waited a long time to ask Santa for her special wish, but tonight she was really sad. Tomorrow Billy would be leaving the farm forever. Santa arrived once again and gave the animals the gift of speech. Then, in a whisper, Annabelle confided her secret wish to Santa. Santa listened carefully and thought hard for a moment. At last, he nodded. On Christmas morning, under the tree, Billy found a small gold wrapped package that Santa had left for him. But when he opened it, it was empty. "There's nothing in here," he said to Grandpa. Grandpa sprang out of his chair. "Grandpa, I'll talk," Billy said. Grandpa hugged him. "You're talking," he said with tears in his eyes. "You're talking." Santa had given Billy the gift of speech. Just then Aunt Agnes marched in. "Say your goodbyes and we'll be on our way," she said to Billy. Grandpa looked at Billy and nodded. "I'm not going," Billy said. He explained to Aunt Agnes that he did not want to leave Grandpa and that the farm was his home. Aunt Agnes was furious. Grandpa happily tore up Aunt Agnes's official papers and handed them to her. Billy and Ears ran out to the barn. "Annabelle, I can talk," Billy shouted, but all Annabelle could reply was moo. "It's Christmas," Billy said, puzzled. "Say something. I know you can talk." "She gave her Christmas voice to you," said Star, Annabelle's mother. "But what about your dream to fly?" Billy asked Annabelle. "That was going to be your wish." "No, Billy," said Star. "To hear you talk. That was Annabelle's wish." "Oh, Annabelle," hugging her, said Billy, hugging her. And now it became Billy's special wish that one day Santa would teach Annabelle to fly like the magic reindeer. Annabelle never spoke again, but one day, many years later, when both Billy and Annabelle had grown up, Santa came to Annabelle. He told her that he had never forgotten what she had done for Billy without expecting anything in return. Then, with a whoosh of magic stars, Santa turned Annabelle into a beautiful reindeer. Her dream came true at last, and up, and away she flew. "Look, Billy," she exclaimed. I'm flying. 11.